One of the things that Republicans are also doing, and they're doing in the White House press briefing room, is the running sound of Democrats talking about shutdowns in the past, including sound of you. This is the type of thing you've said about shutdowns in the past. Let's listen.
What if I persuaded my caucus to say I'm going to shut the government down? I'm going to not pay our bills unless I get my way. It's a politics of idiocy, of confrontation, of paralysis. Shutting down government over a policy difference is self-defeating.
Chuck Schumer is at the Capitol right now begging, and he is scrambling. And I want you guys to hear what he had to say, because this is very important to what else is going on and what I'm about to show you. Because everybody, even the Democrats, are calling this guy out because Trump is not caving. Republicans are not caving as to what these people want. And you wouldn't believe what they want in return to continue the resolution and open up the government again. The government is shut down, but what people are losing, what the Democrats are about to lose on this government shutdown, is actually more shocking. And this is why he is begging for mercy live on air, because federal workers, hundreds of thousands, are about to be fired. New York City just stripped, like Trump just stripped. We're talking about billions of dollars have been stripped. You'll see what I mean. Make sure to smash the like button and watch Chuck Schumer melt down about this. He wants to work now. He wants to fix this. He needs to, because his own party notices that this dude is done.
The first full day of Donald Trump's government shutdown. Donald Trump and Republicans have barreled us into a shutdown because they refuse to protect Americans' health care. It's clear that the way out of this shutdown is to sit down and negotiate with Democrats to address the looming health care crisis that faces tens of millions of American families. Democrats want to avert this crisis, but Republicans tried to bully us, and it's clear they can't. They don't have the votes. The way out of this is for Republicans to finally roll up their sleeves and get to work. Republicans need to get serious and start actually addressing the looming crisis and reopen the government. Now, why has all of this happened? Why are we here on October 1st? Because Republicans have tried to stick us with a partisan CR that fails to protect Americans' health care and does nothing to fix the health care mess that they created. It has now failed twice to get enough votes in this chamber. So Republicans need to negotiate with us. And Speaker Johnson's got to get his people here. If anyone wanted evidence as to who wanted this shutdown, just look at the fact that Johnson does not even have the House in session. When Democrats had the White House, the Senate, and
the Republicans ain't caving. So he starts this off by saying that this is all the Republicans' fault, that they don't have enough votes. But in true reality, they don't have enough votes because you guys want the other side to vote for what you want, and Republicans aren't caving. So Democrats are trying to frame this as a gotcha moment, but it ain't a gotcha moment, because the only ones really losing here are the Democrats, and they know it, and he knows it. That's why he is calling on. Before he ended this, he says, come to the table, please negotiate. While he's also trying to play the other side, but it's not working. Want to know why it's not working? Well, let me actually show you what's really going on. Caroline Leavitt says that they're going to have to do things that they didn't really want to do, but I think they really wanted to do this. If you guys didn't know, Caroline Leavitt confirms mass federal layoffs are imminent thanks to Schumer shutdown. Tens of thousands of bureaucrats are facing terminations, because I have a breakdown on who's actually going to suffer during this government shutdown. And it's not who a lot of these people that don't know much about politics think it is. It's not. It's actually their own constituents, people that a lot of other taxpayers want fired already. Take a listen.
Well, sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do, and it's because the Democrats have put us into this position. If the Democrats did not vote to shut down the government, we would not be standing up here talking about layoffs today. We'd be talking about all the other news stories going on in the world and our country. We'd be talking about all of the great things that this administration is doing to uplift Americans across the country. But unfortunately, the Vice President of the United States and I have to come out here today to talk about a government shutdown that the Democrats put us in this position. And a second question,
Thanks, Caroline. I'm just trying to clarify the timing of these potential layoffs to federal workers. You said imminent. The vice president seemed to say in a couple of days. It looks like Russ Vogt maybe said in 2 days. When would these layoffs begin?
2 days, imminent, very soon. You will expect more announcements right now.
Is it just unclear, or are you waiting?
No, it's not unclear. All of those things are very synonymous with one another.
You see the way she's smiling there. A lot of people they're already sick of these federal workers who literally do nothing and get paid on taxpayer dollars. So we're about to see what happens here. But again, that's why Chuck Schumer got up there and basically tried to bash the Republicans while also asking Republicans for help to come negotiate. But they're not caving. This is bad. So here we go. So the big breaking news is that, again, the OMB, the director of the United States Office Management and Budget, Ross Vogt, says this. Breaking, OMB Director Ross Vogt just froze $18 billion for New York City infrastructure projects, directly impacting Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries' home turf following the shutdown. He says to ensure funding is not flowing based on unconstitutional DEI principles. He cooked them. They're cooked. These two guys are so cooked because they think that this is the own that possibly changes the trajectory of how voters may look at this government shutdown. But everybody knows who's about to be affected. So I have a video here. I actually want to show you. This is coming from Peter Onge. Man, this video is so educational. Shout out to him because he says, congratulations, America. The federal government is shut down. That was easy. The key is how long. 61 days is the magic number where Trump can permanently fire 740,000 workers, saving hundreds of billions of dollars. Take a listen.
Congratulations, America. The federal government is shut down. That was easy. You probably didn't notice unless you're cashing a check at taxpayer expense like the 740,000 federal workers who are now furloughed, or the army of millions of tax-funded left-wing NGOs that are now cut off. If you're just tuning in, the federal budget is voted 1 year at a time, and it ran out at midnight. Meaning, in theory, the government is not allowed to spend any more money. It is shut down. Of course, the vast majority of government, at least 70%, is exempt and keeps grinding. That includes so-called mandatory spending like Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, as well as essential functions like the military, air traffic, courts, and the Department of Justice. The Federal Reserve sadly keeps going since it literally prints its budget in the basement. Now, historically, politicians fear shutdown since our rogue federal oligarchy tries to make them as painful as possible. So rather than cutting, say, welfare to illegals, gender transitions for federal prisoners, they cut school lunches, firefighters, and shutter national parks, called the Washington Monument Strategy, or Firemen First. But given Donald Trump alone gets to decide what's essential, he can keep the stuff voters want and toss the rest, raising the tantalizing prospect that a shutdown could actually be popular, in which case it could go on for a long time. Now that's fun because shuttering a third of the federal government would instantly balance the budget. It would lay off roughly 740,000 federal workers, in addition to the millions of defunded NGOs. Now, combined with the DOGE layoffs, that would mean more than half of federal workers outside the Post Office and Department of War would be permanently fired. The key is how long does the shutdown last? Because there's a magic number, 61 days, where Trump can permanently lay off those federal workers.
And it's already beginning. As Caroline Levitt said, hey, hundreds of thousands could be in 2 days. But the magic number here would be to get 740,000 mass layoffs. So again, this is all working on, this is what I mean. If you're paying close attention, then you know this is playing right into the hands of the Trump administration. I guess look at what the balance and budget operator that just did for the Trump administration. He just canceled $18 billion for New York City for the infrastructure projects, balancing the budget and basically saving the country billions of dollars. It's probably one of the best outcomes that can possibly happen. How long will they keep this shut down for? This is the biggest question. This is the most interesting part to me, is what exactly do they think that they're gaining, or what does Chuck Schumer think he's gaining? Because right now, as I see it, AOC and other prominent Democrats, they're not siding with this guy. They're seeing how stupid he can possibly be as the Senate Minority Leader. So this is a very, very interesting. Shout out to this guy for breaking this down this way. He does a lot of finance videos. Again, very interesting. His name is Peter St. Onge, PhD. You can find him on X. Very interesting video. Please go check this video out yourselves. Make sure you hit the like button for him, because this is very, very interesting in the way he breaks all of this down. But man, as I told you guys before, 740,000 federal workers. We're looking at hundreds of thousands of federal workers being gone in the next 2 days, which is something that the American people wanted. A lot of Republicans have been pushing for this stuff. So it looks like, again, which is why you see Chuck Schumer go up there, blame, but also say, well, come to the table, come to the table. They're not coming to the table until you come to the table. But again, what is it that they want? Well, we know exactly what they want. And we've seen it. Healthcare for everybody. What is that? What does that mean exactly? Why is all of this at the taxpayer cost? What is it that Democrats really want? Because a lot of people are misinformed. But when you look, you know, hey, even Elon Musk has noticed the strange behavior from Democrats for a very long time. You take care of this illegal immigration illegal immigrants, you take care of them, they'll always vote for you, or you found a way to have them vote for you. I mean, it just goes on and on and on as to what the possibilities may be by having this be the case, which is why you saw Trump roast Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. So let me know what you guys think down below. I'll see you guys on the next one.